Hi guys, I did a video doing a teardown on a Black & Decker Dustbuster, and I did take apart this battery module. I've got the battery and motor all in one. I just thought I'd do a little bit more on it because I found it interesting. So yeah, clearly we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 NiCad batteries. 8 times 1.2 is 9.6 volts, which is what this battery is rated at. And I was just looking at it a few hours ago and realised this bit slides out nicely. So we've got the motor as a module. This is the on-off switch. In the off position, I notice, this gets quite complicated on here, but in the off position, the LED is in circuit, and where's our bits? These bits, probably best if I can get that out just to finish explaining what I want to try and explain. And there we go. Right, now we can see it. So batteries, charger feed. The batteries are on the outer two tags. The charger feed is on, that must be the negative of the battery, and this center tag. And then if we plug this back in again, we can see, if we can plug it back in, there we go. So see if we can point this out. When it's on charge, the power is coming in on that red lead and that black lead. The black goes to the black of the battery, to the negative of the battery. It also goes to that pin there, which is one side of the motor. The other side of the charger comes in, goes through the LED so that we know it's on charge, comes out on that brass tag. This needs to be in the off position for that brass tag to be connected to that brass tag via this slide-in switch. When it's connected to that brass tag, it comes down and goes to the battery. So in the off position, power is coming in from the charger through the LED and going to the batteries to charge the batteries. If we move it to another position, we're actually coming from the battery up through here, up on that tag, but this time instead of coming across this way, we're going the other way through the motor, and back on that tag. So the battery comes in through the switch to the motor, through the motor, out the motor to the other side of the battery. Does that make sense? I found it interesting simply because I couldn't figure out earlier what the LED did. I thought it was actually telling us when it was actually running, but it isn't. It's when the battery's on charge. And then the only other thing we can do is we can temporarily connect a battery up to the motor just to demonstrate that the motor actually works. I think we can disconnect these, can we? Yeah. Okay. So that tag and that tag is the motor. It's just pushed through and gripped by those. So if I want to take the motor off, which I'm going to do because I'm going to use this motor for something else, I'm not going to try and replace the batteries and make use of the vacuum cleaner. I'm just pinching the motor. So if I've got a couple of tags here, I might as well do it the right way round. That was going to be the negative. I won't connect the positive up. What I'll do is I'll use a 3S LiPo battery. These test leads are much too thin. They'll burn out if I connect it for any length of time. So we'll just do a quick demo that the motor does actually work. Yeah, I can actually feel that wire getting hot in my hand while we're doing that. But we've got a working motor. Just disconnect my wire so I don't accidentally short out my LiPo battery. And the motor is a Johnson 1060087. Don't know what that is. 3F4451. Don't know what that is either. Because when I've tried to work out what motors are rated at from the numbers written on them, you go all sorts of funny places and there doesn't seem to be any consistency. But that's a nice big lumpy motor. Ought to be able to run a boat from that or a car. So that's what I will use it for. Or if I wanted something to blow air around, I suppose. But yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to chuck all the rest of it in the bin. I'm not going to attempt to replace the nickel cadmium NiCad batteries. I could do. It's not impossible and you can buy them. I know when I've checked before, they tend to be fairly expensive if you want to rebuild a pack. Cheaper, I suppose, than buying a new pack, but only marginally so. And, you know, who uses nickel cadmium nowadays? They do look a bit crusty, don't they? Anyway, that was an extra little bit on top of the teardown video. Motor works, and that's interesting, or at least I found it interesting, just trying to figure it out. Power in from the charger, sorry, on those two, through the LED, down to the battery. And when you're using the battery, in from the battery, out through the motor. I'll probably just confuse things saying that, haven't I? So that means we've got a LED that's set up to run off a 9.6 volt supply. I suppose we could try and work out how that's wired, but I don't think I'll worry. It actually says 94V0. I don't know if that's supposed to be 9.4 volts. Just guessing. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave us a comment so I know how I'm doing. And somewhere up here there'll be some links to related playlists. Thanks again.